like them native foes, poking out the side. Jump my deuce up to the sky as I continue to swing real wide. Swing real wide. Swing real wide. Real wide.
So today I'm gonna teach y'all everything you need to know about side bets and shooting dice. Since this tutorial is a little more advanced, I'm gonna need y'all to go watch my other video on how to shoot dice the right way. So let's begin. A side bet is a bet you make on the side of your initial bet. In order to make a side bet, you must establish your point first. And they are grouped together with two numbers like this. You have an option of 5-9, 6-8, and 10-4. For example, if your point was 5, you're allowed to side bet 5-9. If your point was 8, you're allowed to side bet 6-8, and vice versa. If your point was 9, you're allowed to side bet 5-9. If your point was 6, you're allowed to side bet 6-8. So you're allowed to side bet the opponent and or the people watching the game. This is how it's done. After you establish a point, you can offer and take side bets. So, say my point is a 5. Then I can side bet 5-9. The way I win this bet, I have to hit either a 5 or a 9. But if I hit a 5, I win everything because my initial bet was for the 5. And if I hit a 9, I will only win my side bet and I won't win the initial bet until I hit that 5. It's also possible to win a side bet and lose the initial bet, so be careful. Okay, so the way I lose a side bet is if I hit 7 or 11. Those are the crap numbers for side bets. Now, if a 7 comes, not only do I lose a side bet, I also lose the initial bet because 7 is craps for your initial bet. But 11 is not craps for your initial bet. 11 is craps only for your side bet. So if you roll in 11, you will lose your side bet money, but the initial bet is still in play. So just remember, 7 kills all bets, 11 kills only side bets. Now let's get into 6 and 8 as a side bet option. I really need y'all to pay attention because 6 and 8 side bet slightly differs from a 5-9 or a 10-4. The craps for a 5-9 and 10-4 side bet are 7 and 11 as we discussed. But for the 6 and 8 side bet, the craps are 7, 11, and also 2, 3, and 12. Why, you ask? The reason is because 6 and 8 have more probability of being rolled. They are easier numbers to roll on the dice, so they have more crap numbers to keep the odds fair for people making side bets. So always remember, when you bet 6-8, there's more chances for you to lose that bet in comparison to 5-9 or 10-4. All right, so first, you're gonna make your initial bet. You match your opponent just like you would normally do. Okay. 5. So my point is a 5. Now, I can call 5-9, or somebody else can call 5-9 and I can accept that. So say I call 5-9 and they agree to it. Whether it be my opponent agreeing to the 5-9 side bet, or it can be an onlooker agreeing to the 5-9 side bet, whoever takes it has to match the money you put up. So you put up 20, they put up 20 for a side bet. Okay, so since it's 5-9, I'm gonna have to hit a 5 or a 9 to win this side bet. But if I hit a 5, again, not only do I win my side bet, I also win the initial bet because my initial bet for the point was a 5. Okay, so let's try this out. There's 6. That doesn't mean anything. There's 5. That means I hit a 5. I take all this. All this is mine. I get the dice back. And we do it again. All right, so now I'm going to show you another example of a side bet. So say, for example, my come out roll is an 8, right? Now I can call 6-8 as a side bet. Whoever wants to take it or whoever wants to bet me, match the same amount of money for a side bet. In order for me to win this side bet, I have to hit a 6 or an 8. If I hit an 8, I will win everything though because my initial bet was for an 8. Now, if I crap out over here, I'm going to crap out with the numbers 2, 3, 12, 7, and 11. If I hit a 7, not only do I lose the side bet, I lose this bet too, because the initial bet also craps out of the 7. But if I hit 2, 3, 12, and 11, I only lose my side bet, and this bet is still in play. So let's see what happens. Okay, that's a 6. That means I won this money. That's my money. But I didn't win this money yet because I have to hit an 8 to win my initial bet. So most likely people will be like, run it back or do it again, run another 6, 8 again. So we do it again. So I have to hit a 6 and an 8 to win this money. You know how it goes. Okay, now let me show you another example of how a side bet works. For this example, I'm going to set the dice. That way I don't have to roll it and make it a little easier for what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so say for example, my come out roll, boom, I hit a 6. I can call for a 6 and 8 side bet, or my opponent can call for a 6 and 8 side bet, or whoever's around can call for a 6 and 8 side bet. I decide to take that side bet. They put their money up. I match them. I put my money up. So this is the side bet money. So in order to win this side bet, I have to hit a 6 or an 8. Now, I lose this side bet money if I hit a 7, 11, and a 2, a 3, and a 12. Because remember, this is the 6, 8 side bet that we took. So if I hit a 7, I lose it all, because 7 is also craps for my initial bet over here. So all that money is gone if I hit a 7. But if I only hit a 2, a 3, a 12, or an 11, then I only lose the side bet money because I didn't crap out over here. I only crapped out over here, and this is still in play. So let's see what happens. That's a 3. That means I would have lost the side bet because that's craps for the 6 and the 8 that we just rolled. But I don't lose this money over here because it's not craps for my initial bet. So this money's gone, but this money still stays in play. All right, so now I'm just gonna roll a few hands just as I would in a real dice game, just so I can show y'all how it's really looking for the side bets. Okay, so I put up my money, opponent puts up their money, let's roll. That's a 7, I would've won that money. There's no need to make a side bet on a 7. You cannot make a side bet if your initial roll is a 7 or 11 because it's an automatic win. You also can't make a side bet if your initial roll is a 2, a 3, or a 12 because those are automatic losses. So you have to establish your point to make a side bet. So let's try to establish a point. 3. Also wouldn't be able to make a side bet because that's an automatic loss. So let me try to still establish that point. Oh my God. Okay, 9. So since my point is 9, I can take a 5-9 side bet. So I'm going to take that side bet. 5-9. Whoever wants to take the side bet of 5-9, I'm going to match them. Now, in order for me to win this, I have to hit a 5 or a 9. So let's try to do that. 3. Okay, so 3 means nothing for a 5 or a 9. That's not a crap out. 4 means nothing. 7. Okay, I hit a 7. So since 7 and 11 are crap outs for 5 and 9, I lose this side bet. And I also lose my initial bet because 7 is crap out for my initial bet too. Okay, now let's keep shooting. Let's keep betting. Let's roll another hand. I put my money up. Opponent puts their money up. Let's go. 5. Okay, so I would have to take that 5-9 again. Let's try to do a side bet on a 5-9. Of course I'm gonna take that bet. Why wouldn't I? Let's go. That's a 8. That don't mean shit. Keep going. 7. Okay, lost that again. I crapped out over here because craps for 5 and 9 are 7 and 11. So I lose this money and I lose this money too. And that's how you do side bets, y'all. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but that's part of the game. Now for you slow people out there who are not getting the concepts and are wondering, what happens with the 10-4? Why haven't you spoke on the 10-4? Well, 10 and 4 are very difficult to roll. So let me set these dice for a 10 so I can show you what a 10-4 side bet looks like. Okay, So say for example, we put up our money and we start the game. Boom, I bust out, I hit a 10. Now, somebody's gonna call 10-4. I accept that side bet. They put their money up, I put my money up. So this is the side bet for a 10-4. The craps for the 10-4 are only 7 and 11. But if I hit a 7, I lose everything because 7 is also craps for my initial bet, as we discussed. So let's see what happens. That's a 7. There you go. I would have lost everything. But say, for example, I didn't hit that 7. And say, for example, I hit my 10. That means I keep this side bet money and I win that money too. All right, so this is some real shit. So it's some real shit. We in the game. Boom. They put their money up. I put my money up. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. 6. Oh, 6 and 8. You want to take 6 and 8? Boom. Okay, put up that money. 6 and 8. I match it. Give me that dice. Give me that dice. I'm finna hit 6 and 8. Oh, 5. That don't mean shit for 6 and 8. Keep rolling. Keep going. That's 9. That don't mean shit for 6 and 8. Keep going. That's 6. I would have won this money on the side bet. And I would have won this money because that was my point. All right, so look. So new game. So they put up their money. I match them. I put up my money. Let's go. That's a 4. Okay, since that's a 4, then I'm able to bet 10-4 as a side bet. Whoever wants to take that bet, they can take it. So say somebody bets me on a side bet. We match our money on the side bet. So I gotta get either a 10 or a 4 to win this side bet money. But if I get a 4, not only do I win this side bet money, I also win this initial pot money because that was my original point. So the craps, again, for 10 and 4 side bet are only 7 and 11. So if I hit an 11, I will lose this side bet money, but this money stays into play. It's only when I hit a 7 do I lose this money and I lose the initial bet money. So let's see what happens. So that's a 9. That doesn't mean anything. Let's keep going. That's an 8. That doesn't mean anything. Let's keep going. That's a 9. Again, doesn't mean nothing. Let's keep going. That's a 6. That don't mean nothing. Let's keep going. That's a 6. Again, it ain't showing me no love. Come on. 11. Okay, so I would have lost this money because 11 is craps for the side bet. But this money over here still stays in play because I didn't 7 out. I didn't 7 out for the initial point. So I can still keep playing on this money over here. All right, so look. The last lesson I'm going to leave y'all with is about catching dice. Now, if you're from the South like I am, we play a lot of gimme those or catching dice. That's what it's called. So this is how catching dice works. You put your money up just like you normally would. They put their money up, you match, you start rolling. Now, so when you roll, your opponent might say, give me those, and just snatch the dice off the ground. And you might think, oh man, can he do that? Is that legal? Well, in some places, that's how people play. That's called gimme those. And they call it gimme those. You roll the dice and they get snatched. You roll the dice and they get snatched before the number shows. I mean, that's just the rules and you got to learn to adapt. So they yell, give me those, and they snatch the dice. They yell, give me those, and they snatch the dice. And that just means that that particular roll did not count. So you keep going and you just ignore that entire roll. So give me those. Oh, give me those. Oh, give me those. That means that don't count. And you can do that to your opponent as well, and it's totally fine. And that's just how the game goes. And just remember, y'all, dice is about good energy. You know what I'm saying? You want to spread that good positive energy. That's how you really win the dice. Don't pay too much attention to the odds. People will tell you, well, you can only roll this number a certain amount of times. Don't listen to that bullshit. Feel what you feel and go on your gut. Your gut will tell you more than any odds could ever tell you. Now, that's how you're going to win. And I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to end this video. And I hope y'all go and do y'all's thing. You know what I'm saying? Come up, chase that bag, get to that bread. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.